Hello once again. It is I, Mr. Crenshaw, and I am here to explain to you how all this that we call life began. First thing I want to do is I'm going to talk about the universe. I want to take the word universe. I want to break this down for you. The lowercase u and the lowercase n have the same letters. You turn them upside down and they're the same, so they cross one another out. They are one and the same. This leaves the word I, verse. Verse refers to Bible. So I verse becomes I Bible. Bible refers to God. So it becomes I God. So universe is I God. Galaxy is Gal X C. We have the letter E repeating itself here. So what we do is we get rid of the other two E's and we combine gal with the S, the E, and the X. And what we have is we have gal and we have sex. So what we have is we have I God, we have gal, and we have sex. Gal is nothing more than girl. So we have girl, sex, and God. We have the Immaculate Conception. We have a wormhole. A wormhole is nothing more than a worm and a hole. This is the penis. We have the black hole. The black hole is nothing more than the vagina. Then we have the Milky Way. The Milky Way is nothing more than sperm. So what you have here is you have the universe. This is all occurring in the darkness. The universe, which is God, has sex with the galaxy, which is the girl, and sex. This is the Immaculate Conception. This happens by way of the wormhole, which is nothing more than the penis, entering the black hole, which is nothing more than the vagina, and secreting what is called the Milky Way, which is nothing more than the sperm. When this occurs, you have the Egyptians who worship the sun as their god, the sun god, which was the eye of Ra. We put the people inside of the sun to signify an eye, to represent an eye. When this act occurs, when this Immaculate Conception occurs, the sun becomes impregnated, because the sun, we know, can house 1.3 million Earths, which means the sun gives birth to planets. When this occurs, when this Immaculate Conception occurs, when the sperm enters into the sun, when the Milky Way enters into the sun becomes impregnated. When a woman is pregnant, she glows. When this act occurs, that is when the sun glows. That is when darkness is no longer darkness. That is when God says, and let there be light. The sun glows because the sun is pregnant with a planet. And when the sun glows, the light comes on. And if you go back to my other videos and you see the pictures of the Earth by NASA and you see the face on the Earth, when that light comes on, that face is seen. The eye, which is the sun, sees that face of the planet, which is God. The face of the planet, which is God, sees the eye of the sun. It sees the pupil. It sees the planet. It sees life. It sees the impregnation of the sun by them. So what I've shown you is what occurs in the darkness before the moment of let there be light. And when let there be light occurs, God says, and let there be light, that is when the sun becomes impregnated. That is when we have an immaculate conception. If you look at the planets, they resemble their father, which is the earth. They are planets. If you look at the stars, which are suns, they resemble their mother, whom is the sun. And if you look at the moon, the moons are nothing more than miscarried planets. If you go to St. Peter's Square and you see the obelisk in the circle, and people have said that this obelisk in the circle refers to something sexual, that refers to the Immaculate Conception, that refers to the wormhole, which is the penis, the black hole, which is the vagina, the obelisk and the hole. In the Milky Way, my friends, the sperm, the child, that is represented by the Pope who resides there. So what you have is you have God, you have penis, you have wormhole, you have obelisk, you have vagina, you have black hole, you have the girl, you have a sexual act, which is the Immaculate Conception. You have the Milky Way, which is the sperm, which is the Pope, and that is why, my friend, he wears white, because he refers to himself as this Immaculate Conception. So I've shown you what occurred in the darkness before there was light. I have brought you up to the point of let there be light. I have showed you when that act actually occurred. Once again, it is I, Lisa Crenshaw, the Red Heifer. God bless.